This is Street Luge, the video game. And at Rotunda on the left, Mass Luge champion Michael Sherlock. On the right is Sean Goulart. They're competing for the overall luge title. Not the same adrenaline rush as the real thing, but then again, you don't get road rash. Biker will join Mike Adamley, 12:30 Eastern Time, here on ESPN2.
Inline Vert saw a changing of the guard at last year's games. Chris Edwards, who had never lost a vert competition, gave it up to Australian Tom Fry. This year, Fry is dialed in once again, 0.2 of a point ahead of Renee Hulgren with 1 run to go. Here's Jack and Mark.
Writing a little piece of aggressive inline skating history at the X Games. Consider that until last year's X Games, Chris Edwards never had lost in the vert competition. He was the standard by which all vert skaters were measured. Tom Fry won last year. He is in first place again this year, and now he is the standard. Last chance for the man in the white skates. Chris Edwards' best effort so far is 64.40. He needs to beat Tom Fry's 72.20. He needs 72.21 to take the lead at the X Games. And he is jacked.
He's all over the ramp using the entire thing. That was a McTwist.
Tremendous amount of speed. Can he keep it together?
There's his 720.
Low landing. Nice grind.
Chris saving his best run for last.
Really putting it all together. Beautiful stall. 20 seconds to go. Up the escalator.
And that's a Pop-Tart. Very difficult invert. Chris made that trick up.
Is he back on top? That's Matt Salerno, injured. Would love to be competing against this.
That's a look-back air. Grabbing his leg, pulling it back. Here's a nice grind up on the sole of his foot. And all the way up the escalator. Very nice. That is not an easy trick.
Chris Edwards moves into third place. His score not quite good enough to get to the top. And then again, it's hard to put a number on art. You see the grind plates of the skaters. Well, some of the most scrutinized elements of the routines are the coping tricks. They have evolved from the basic to the complex. Mark, take us through a few.
One of the most basic grinds you'll find on the half pipe, sliding between the middle of the wheels on the frame, front side or back side, and also on the boot. This is a standard sole grind, leaning over the coping. A little more difficult, however, is when skaters get on the sides of their boots. And when they cross their legs, like this. This is called a unity grind. Very difficult because you don't want to trip, you don't want to cross your legs and then fall on yourself. And here, combinations, some of the most difficult things you'll find.
Renee Hulgren can do no worse than the silver at the 1996 X Games. He has been Mr. Excitement tonight.
Notice his airs. He always waits to the last possible moment before he turns around. He is on fire.
His personality is somewhat of a guy who's out of control. Well, he can do that and succeed. Here, he's got nothing to lose.
Wow. He is totally in control. Very nice grind. Oh, there's your topside sole to 360. The only guy to be doing that trick out here.
He's looking at the crowd. He's looking at the clock. He's wondering where all the oxygen went.
Use those last seconds.
This could be radical.
Oh, my goodness.
What the heck? Sometimes it's as much fun to watch a slugger strike out trying to may hit one out of the stadium, not just over the fence. Tom Fry loves it.
I couldn't even tell you what the name of this is. Nice flip with the grab in it, and he lands right below the coping.
Now, what was this?
And this, spinning, twisting, flipping, and spinning and twisting again.
He may not have landed the final trick, but he has landed himself in first place with an astounding 75.80. Rene Holmgren, the leader. Last one out. Remember to turn off the lights. But this place has full power electricity right now. Tom Fry led after the first round, led after the second round. Rene Holmgren has put up the score of the night, and Fry has to have one of the best vert ramp runs of his life to repeat as X Games champion.
And he's off to a good start. Airing both directions right off the bat.
A little bit of a stumble. One would think that he's got the coping tricks advantage over Holmgren, but he doesn't have the same kind of elevation, and his legs look a little bit wobbly.
It's just
Something for Brian, that could be it. This could be over. Rene Holmgren may just have won it. Brian needs something miraculous in the final 15 seconds. This has not been his best run of the night. Only the best run score will count. Tom Fry, very good. But very good probably is not going to get it done. American Chris Edwards takes bronze, Australian Tom Fry the silver, and Denmark's Rene Holmgren wins the gold. Got to be a little bit nutty to win this event. No one's nuttier than Holmgren.
So the Great Dane gets a gold medal. Vast improvement from last year. His skating has come a long way. He took 10th at the Extreme Games Inline Vert competition, and Tom Fry, the defending champion, unseated.
Well, he says he doesn't really care so much about competition anyway. He's in it for the fun, so we'll see how he handles second.
Meanwhile, when the women drop into the half pipe, the one to watch, the 17-year-old Brazilian making her first trip to America, Fabiola da Silva.
Yeah, she is one cool customer. Her runs are filled with difficulty, yet flawless. I mean, she skates like the guys, 6 feet up in the half pipe. Forbes Riley introduces us to the spark that will hopefully ignite women's skating.
I think she's incredible. She's the fish out of water in this comp. She's fantastic. Oh my God. I've seen girls get that high, but it's not necessarily how high she goes. It's the ease that she does it with. She's just like a guy skating. It's just like putting one of the professional guys in the female comp.
Well, that's quite a compliment coming from a highly competitive yet supportive group of female athletes. In fact, the X Games marks the first time that Fabiola da Silva will be competing against just women. Back home in Brazil, women's aggressive inline hasn't quite caught on yet. In fact, Fabiola's been training and competing just against the boys. But she says there's a distinctive difference in style between the sexes.
Não vou comparar, os caras é louco, meu.
The men go crazy. The men are crazy. The women are more smooth and sweet.
You gotta go right now, you gotta go right now, go.
No fear. There's no fear. And if she does have it, she ignores it.
You gotta go right now, you gotta go right now.
Tasha Hodgson, who has basically carried the flame in women's skating, says she's relieved to see Fabiola because everyone always expects Tasha to win, so she feels that trouble. For years, it was Angie Walton who carried the sport, so they seem to pass it along. But Fabiola shouldn't have much problem here, and you'll see her later tonight on the 12:30 show.
Everybody expects her to come away with the gold medal. Coming up on our coverage on ESPN2, more from the Extreme Adventure Race, the course beginning to claim some of our teams. Also more from the emotional final round at Sky Surfing, a tribute to the late Rob Harris. And also more coming out from the bicycle stunt dirt jumping here behind us here. Competitors trying to fight for spots in the final round. A lot more coming up.